Today we're going to be going over everything that is wrong with college football 25. Now I don't obviously from the title and what this video is, it's kind of a negative video in a way, but I do actually think college football 25 is a very good game. There's just some things they can improve on, just like any game, and that's basically what this video is. It's just showing to point out things that they can improve on and do better, but technically that doesn't mean there's something, I guess, wrong with the game. Now, what we're going to be talking about, though, is mostly gameplay-related things. Only other thing that we're going to talk about other than gameplay is going to be Ultimate Team. So we're not really going to be talking about a whole lot of Dynasty. And when I'm talking about gameplay, I'm mostly talking about it also from an online head-to-head perspective. But this could also apply to just offline. So I guess that'd be the only way it would really apply to Dynasty. So that is our main focus. And then some of the stuff I'll talk about towards the end will be Ultimate Team related stuff, because that is the game mode that I mostly play. So we are going to start with the gameplay related stuff first. So the first thing we're going to get right into is the dropped interceptions. The dropped interceptions are just, they're a pandemic. Now, it's always a 50-50 subject, because you got a lot of people to say, well, you know, these guys aren't in the NFL, they're in college, this and that, this and that. But when I'm talking about drop picks, I'm talking about the easy ones, the ones that are just right to them on defense. It just hits them smack in the hands. It's almost like they're the receiver catching the ball and they just drop it. Those are the ones for me where it's like, seriously, like, I just feel like, can we at least make it to where they just catch those? Like, let's like make it almost automatic, please. From an online head-to-head perspective, it's very annoying. You know, the person you're going against, he needs to have some punishment. Because I'll be honest, some of you guys out there, you're making wild reads. They're not even reads. You're just throwing the ball. You're just pressing buttons and you're having a great time. And you need to pay for that. Now, from an offline perspective, let's say you're just, you're playing your Dynasty and you're just, that makes a little bit more sense. That's why I said in an actual player versus player perspective that I'm looking at a lot of these changes from, that can't fly. If you're throwing really bad passes and you need to pay for some of these picks, there needs to be a punishment. Wear and tear online has been I don't want to say a touchy subject, but it's kind of weird, because it's like, I get why they have it in online. I get why they have it in offline and Dynasty and stuff. That makes sense. I think it's a pretty cool feature in that way. But in online, it's just kind of iffy, because, like, sometimes you have a chance of losing a game because your quarterback is pretty much knocked out the game. Because of wear and tear, all of his accuracies have dropped 15. He has no throw power. He's losing speed. It can be detrimental to a team. Now, I know someone's going to comment and say, well, that's why you got to make sure you have backups and stuff. Of course, but, when you're putting together, literally actually a couple days ago, I lost the game because we went into double overtime, so we played a lot of football. We go into double overtime, and my quarterback, Jameis Winston, he's pretty much knocked out the game. His accuracies are awful. He's lost throw power. He can't throw the ball. I end up having to throw my backup quarterback in there in double overtime. Like, when you're in an online game, it's like, it's weird. Am I going to say you completely take it out of online? I would actually, but for the sake of the people that, will like it in there, we got to at least tone it down a little bit. There's got to be something to it. Like, my quarterback can't be losing 10 accuracies, man. That's just ridiculous. There is a setting that you could turn on, which you probably all know, in coaching adjustments during a game. You can put your ball carrying on conservative. And what this is supposed to do is it's going to take away your ball carrier moves. You can't spin, you can't juke, you can't stiff arm, you can't do any of that stuff. You can just only use your left stick to kind of maneuver. And also the main purpose of that is you're not supposed to be able to fumble. Not in this game. I can't tell you how many times I have fumbled on this game being on conservative. And what I'm getting at is, we should not be fumbling on conservative. Like, it's happened to me at a pretty good clip. Just this week alone, it's happened to me twice, and it clearly clutch situations, because the only time I'm getting on conservative is if late in the game, last drive, you're trying to put the game away, make sure you don't fumble it, and we fumble it. So that should not be in the game. Like, that's awful, and I don't think anyone can disagree with me on that. Random quarterback inaccuracies, man. That is something that has plagued this game since it's dropped now. I will say, I don't think it happens as much, but it still does happen. From an Ultimate Team perspective, I think it's because we're getting a lot better quarterbacks and stuff. So it doesn't happen, but it still does happen. And when I say the random quarterback inaccuracies, what I mean is, in this game, you do have to time your passes. You got to make sure you time them right. If you have better quarterbacks that have, like, really good accuracy stats and stuff, it is, your timing, it won't be as bad. It's like in 2K, you got a higher 3-point rating. if you miss time a little bit, your green window is going to be higher. It's the same thing pretty much kind of for college in that way. But sometimes, like, you'll time it perfect. You timed it perfect because you can visually see it. And you'll get an inaccurate pass, clean pocket and everything in it. Like I said, it doesn't happen as much, but, sometimes it still does happen, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. So, especially like if you have like a higher overall quarterback, if you're using like a low overall quarterback, then whatever, I don't care. But if we're using some of the best players in the game, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of that. This one right here is kind of gameplay related. Can we get players on field drip correct? Something in this game that we've noticed when a game came out was every player's not going to have their face scan help. No one actually has a face scan. It's just, AI pretty much created faces, which is understandable because you got 153 schools, so I can't imagine how many players that is. In the game next year, there's going to be even more schools, so it's understandable. So at the least you could do is get these guys players, player model, how big they are, how, their model, and get their drip on the field right. Because there's some guys like Jalen Miller, for example. I don't know about Regs, but in Ultimate Team, he doesn't even look like him. Like he's like from the drip and stuff. And there's a couple other players like that I've noticed. I can't think of everybody off the top of my head, but I mean, we got to at least get the way these guys look on the field right. If we're not going to get the faces right. But for some of these next ones, we're actually going to go over to practice, and I'm gonna talk about these and kind of give you a little bit more of a visual representation of what I'm talking about. This next one is there is no baseline in college football 25. And I don't know why. If you don't know what baseline is, it would be on this screen right here on your defensive coaching adjustments. There to be a setting where you could have base defense, man defense, or just, I think there's just a normal option. By default in this game, it's just normal. So what baseline would do is, if you play Madden, you already know what it is. What this would do is, it would allow your players on defense to line up exactly how the play looks. So you see this play to the far left, cover 2 hard flat. Your players would line up exactly on the field how it looks on that play art. Now, but that's with baseline. Without baseline, they don't in a sense, because in baseline, Javon Curse would be lined up right here over top this tight end like this, if this was a baseline. Instead, he's trying to track the personnel on the offense, and he's got to line up in front of these guys. And one of the biggest problems you'll notice is when guys come out in these wide stacks, or, these spread out. If I come out in a 3-4 and guys are coming out in empty or spreads and stuff, and now it's kind of, messes up a little bit of your alignment of the defense. That's why baseline was so good, because you didn't have to worry about stuff like that. It also helped with just, setting up your defense faster, finding some really nice blitzes. So it would just help a lot on defense. I don't know why it's not in the game. My only reason I think it's not in the game is because you guys remember they promoted that big thing where they wanted people to use like disguise shells. You'll see it at the bottom, kind of the right. There's disguise shells. So there's shells 0, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. I'm guessing that's why. I've never once used it. I don't know if any of you guys have used it. I don't know if I ever will use it. I don't really see much of a point. I don't know. Maybe there is, but I'd rather much have baseline in the game. In my opinion, I think Show Blitz needs a little bit of a rework, and I'm going to explain. Some people might agree with me on this one. Some people might not. My reasoning is because I'm going to show you right now. I run 3-4. That's what I run. 3-4 over. That's my defense. I've ran it in college football for a majority this year. I've bounced around to different defenses, but for the most part, it's my defense. And Madden, that was my defense. When you do show blitz in this game, in certain formations, I don't know if every formation is like this, but a 3-4, when I hit, if you don't know what show blitz is, I'm going to show you. What it's going to do is it's going to bring my safeties down. Look how my safety is like sitting right over top my linebacker now. Malachi Starks is standing in a very weird stance, actually, but I'm going to move him because that's really just weird. But yeah, you see how that's kind of a problem with my safety. He moves right in front of my linebacker, and these guys are supposed to be coveraging. They're going to bump into each other. I was not expecting they added to snap it. Jesus Christ, what the hell? But they're going to, it just like, I'll do it again really fast. Let's say I do this really fast in game and they quick snap me. Boom. Now these guys are running into each other. That doesn't really help at all for the run game. It's going to hurt us in the pass game. So how it really should be is the safety should move it down to about right here, and this guy should also come down a little bit right too, and it should be about right there. That's where they line up. That's how it is in Madden, and that's just how it should be. They should be lined up like that. So I think it needs a little bit of a rework to where the safeties just kind of, at least that one safety gets aligned to where he needs to be. I don't know if every formation is like that, but it's like that in 3-4. So I think it needs a little rework. So this next one is a really, really big one for me, and it's like this is in Madden as well. So This is, and it never used to be like this. Cloud flats not running back to the depth that they're supposed to be at if they're pressed. This used to never be a problem. We can go back to, I think this really started in like, I want to say like Madden 23, Madden 22, 21, 20, any Madden I've been a part of where they had zone drops, which I guess was only 21, 22. I want to say in 23, that's kind of when they changed it to where like if you put, so if I put a cloud flat right on 30-yard depth, even if he's pressed, the max he's running back to is probably like 15. It used to never be like that. If you put a cloud flat on 30, even if you had him pressed, he's running back to 30-yard depth. And I'll show you right here what it's going to look like. So I'm going to have him on this 30-yard depth. I'm going to press them, and he's just not going to get back to where he needs to be. So let's watch this corner on the this left right here, Travis Hunter. Watch how far he gets back. He's on a 30-yard cloud flat. He stops at the 20-yard line. Now let's take a look and see where is this ball at. So he ran 10 yards. He ran back to that's about what did I say, 15 yards. So I mean that's pretty accurate. And really what you have to do is you have to manually like move these. You got to move them back. You got to like give them pretty much a head start just so they can get back to the depth they're supposed to be at. I'm not the biggest fan of that. It just, once again, just kind of handicaps you a little bit more on defense. So I do hope one day that gets changed. That's pretty much all I have for the gameplay related stuff. If there's anything that I forgot, you guys can comment it down below. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Now we're going to start getting into some cut related things. And first things first is we need more cut content. It's just as simple as that. You got Wednesday, which is Stories of the Week. Pretty cool promo, or I guess it's Rising. It's Stories of the Week, basically. That's Wednesday. Friday, you got whatever promo we got going on, and then Sunday, you have Legends. There needs to be another day with some type of content. We need something on, like, Monday. Like, we actually did, if I'm not mistaken, we used to get something on, like, Mondays, then they kind of stopped with that. I mean, I guess technically there is a whole another promo. We have, what is it, Game of the Week or whatever, but, I mean, it sucks. It's not even a promo. Like, we don't get a card from it. I mean, eventually you do. I think you get like a free 92, like when it's done. But the big problem with that is if you missed one of those, like, because all you have to do is turn the game on, let them get your pack, and you get the token. But if you miss just one of those, you can't get the player. So it's like, their promo sucks, and once again, it's just nothing coming out of it. So they just need more content in the sense of just dropping more cars and just put more stuff out there. Like, for example, like there's position groups like we're lacking in heavily. Like when you look at the strong safety and free safety position, there's not that many cards. Like there's just generally not that many cards. Like we need more cards. We need more cards, and also just like field passes, for example. We got the one field pass, and that's pretty much it. Like Madden, you got. For every promo that comes out, there's a field pass, and what that does is it gives us, more stuff to grind, more rewards to get, and just adds more to it. I don't understand why there isn't something like that. Another thing is, too, Madden for the holiday season, they always do some type of promo. October, you got Most Feared. November, you got the Autumn promo. December, you got Zero Chill. Easter promo, like they always do something kind of around some type of the holidays and stuff. Now I'm not saying college you got to sit there and just straight bite their swag and Most Feared, like no, you could do something creative though, because I do feel like just doing straight promos like this throughout the whole year is going to be a little bit more difficult. Even though I will say the college promos are a lot more drawn out than the Madden promos. Like I think all the college promos last like an entire month, if I'm not mistaken. Madden ones, I only time I think theirs last a month, or is if it's like the holiday ones. So I think they should also drop more content for like theme teams. Theme teams are a thing in this game, believe it or not. I know it's probably not the most I'm not gonna say it's not the most popular thing, because there's definitely people that have theme teams, and I know with the Stories of the Week they're doing like a whole thing where they're trying to like theme teams could be better. I don't exactly know how that whole thing works. I haven't looked into that, but then you got the theme teams related to like the scheme and all that stuff. So I mean, I feel like what I'm getting at is they could drop just more cards, because there's a bunch of teams that are just never going to be good. And now, granted, a lot of these teams, there's 153 schools. I guess you can't cater to every team. Team that would be pretty tough. But what I was getting at is basically driving like almost like a Team Diamonds promo. You can make it a 4-part promo. Every college gets a card. You know what I mean? Just more creative things. You know what I mean? I feel like there could be more creative with the Heisman Hopeful promo. Like literally the first part of the promo had no Heisman Hopefuls. I don't even know if the second part did, to be honest. I really don't remember, but. Like it's a Heisman Hopeful promo. Every card in there should be a Heisman Hopeful, at least the champions and stuff. So, Just more content and just, just being better at, making the mode better. So I don't know if anybody has noticed, but in this game, every single D lineman that's coming out, none of them are getting inside disruptor, the ability. Remember, like, we were seeing it, like, from, like, I think, like, the 87s were, like, the last cards to get it. Jalen Carter, like, a lot of those D linemen, I think maybe Mean Joe Green, like, inside disruptor. Inside disruptor is basically inside stuff from Madden. Very good ability. Every single D lineman that comes out now is getting outside disruptor. They're getting it silver. Even the inside type of linemen are getting outside disruptor. It's silver, great, that's cool, but I have the guy rushing over the D tackle, so I don't know why none of them are getting it. I don't know why. It's a really good ability. I don't even think they know, so I'm kind of just putting it out there like, can we do that? Because I'm honestly down to turn my defensive line into just a straight-up, turning that my 3-4 D-line into just a run-stopping D-line. Because in this game, there's one thing we do know. If you can stop someone's run, you're going to have a lot of success on defense. In my opinion, I think the seasons are too long. I mean, 46 days, 7 hours. That's how long we have left this season. This is week 2 of this season, so if I'm not mistaken, that means there were 60 total days for this season, maybe 61. That's way too long. Now I get it; it goes up to like 60 some levels, and I think if this season might be longer than the other ones. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I know what I know right now is I think it's too long. I think the seasons should just be shorter. Like I think they should be like 30 days, like 1 month. It should be that's how long a season should be. In my opinion, you're getting a lot newer content. You're going to be able to hit the objectives to get all of this content in the field pass a lot faster. And it's just giving us more. You draw it out for 60 days. That's 2 whole months. A lot of this stuff we're seeing in here, we're not going to be able to get for a while. Like, I have literally almost every objective in here complete. The only thing I don't have complete is the 86 plus overall set stuff. Because, I mean, look, I'm not... Essentially, I would have to pay coins to level up in the field pass. I'm not doing that. And I'm level 32. And that, you know what I mean? So, I just think they should be shorter. That's what I think. I think Madden's, if I'm not mistaken, I think their seasons are shorter now. I think they're like only like 30 some days or something like that. That's just how it should be. So earlier in the video, I kind of talked about theme teams a little bit and how that I didn't know how like because the new stories of the week they promoted it. It's called like Rising the Ranks technically or something like that now. And how I didn't even realize this. If you look to the far right, if you make a 50 out of 50 Alabama team, you get 2+ speed. So I didn't know that's how this works. So I think it's like the top 15 teams that are ranked right now in college, their theme team gets +2 speed. And every other theme team that's not only gets +1 speed. I didn't know that. That's actually kind of crazy. Because what this next part was going to be is I was going to say a 50 out of 50 theme team, in my opinion, should just get +2 speed. Because in this game, it's pretty hard to run a theme team because everybody has to be that chem. They have to be in their position. You can't really rock too many out of positions because we don't really get anybody get ×2 chems. So we need to start dropping more cards to get ×2 chems and that stuff. That's why I just kind of talk about, a team diamond, team builder type promo thing. But I didn't even know that. That's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, I was going to say, I think 50 out of 50 teams should get +2 speed. And what I was really going to say is, like, if you have like a 65 or a 60 out of 50 theme team, I think you should get +3 speed. Now, in order to do this, they're going to have to drop guys to get ×2 chems, ×3 chems, and like that. And just promote theme teams a lot more because some people might really want to use their college team. And, a guy being able to get a +3 beat. Let's say you're doing a Vanderbilt theme team. I'm sorry. Vanderbilt's actually having a good season. Let me do a different school. Let's say you like Liberty. Let's say you like Liberty. You want to run a Liberty team, and you want to have everybody on there on your team from Liberty. Let's say they drop guys that get ×2 and ×3 chems, and everyone's on there, and you got 65 out of 50. Let's say you were able to get a +3 speed. That goes a really long way. If a guy's like, 86 speed, now all of a sudden he's 89 speed. I mean, that's a really big difference. That makes other cards a lot usable for theme teams, and it just, it makes the game a lot more fun. Now, obviously, for teams that are really stacked, like Miami, the Alabama, their cards are going to be really nasty too, but, it's just one of them things, it would make a lot more cards usable. Like I said, it's already pretty difficult to run a theme team in this game because, one, it's going to cost you like $700,000 alone just to put the chems on every single person. But at the end of the day, it's like everybody gets all team chem. So you could really get +2 speed on pretty much any card in this game, which is, it's kind of nasty. And I can't lie, I did not know this. So I'm probably going to be looking into doing this after my gauntlet run. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. That is everything that I think is wrong with College Football 25. We didn't talk about Dynasty, mostly gameplay related, Ultimate Team stuff. If there is anything that you feel that was not discussed in this video that should have been discussed, comment it down below. Who knows? Maybe we make a follow-up video. Now, like I said, this video was not to be anything negative or like that, because I actually really love College Football 25. I play it almost every day. It's I don't even play Madden anymore, and this is literally what I built my channel off, was Madden. And I pretty much switched over to college, man. For me, it's the gameplay. Is the content as good as Madden? No. But, you know, it's their first year with it, so I'll give them a little bit of a pass. But the gameplay to me is so much better than Madden. Like, it's not even close. So, for me, that's why I just can't play Madden. I'm a big gameplay guy. When I'm playing the game, I'm actually playing the game. I'm not, you know, working the market. I'm not doing all this extra stuff. I'm on the field and we're getting busy. That's just how we do it. So, I do want to see college football keep getting better, and I think it can. And honestly, I'm really excited about college football 26, and the reason why is because Delaware is going to get added to it. I'm a Delaware fan, if you didn't know that. The Blue Hens, go Blue Hens. We're actually having a really good year. Because the reason why we're not in the game this year is because we're in the FCS, but we're moving up to the FBS next year, so we actually will be in the game next year. So should be pretty exciting. That's pretty much all I got for this video, though. If you guys did enjoy this video, man, drop a like. If you're not subbed to the channel and you want to see more College Football 25 content like this, hit that sub button. We got a lot more content coming. And if you want to see me play this game live, tapping with the Twitch link that's down in the description, go ahead, drop a follow. I will actually be live on there today doing my gauntlet run. I haven't actually started the gauntlet. I literally just finished champs last night, so I'm going to start it tonight. I'm going to get on after the Eagles game. We play at 4, so it'll be sometime after that. I'll probably get a shower and I'll get on it. So if you want to see that run, hit that follow, and I'll see you there.